Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and I am back with another Dark Park Film Reviews. And happy 4th of July. Um, I was looking online because I wanted to do a video for 4th of July. And so I was looking, I basically Googled movies that take place on 4th of July. And what it came up with were different like sites with lists for movies that take place on the 4th of July, movies that take place where 4th of July is somewhere in the film, and then there's uh movies that are patriotic and you can watch on 4th of July. So what I decided to do was kind of combine these lists that I found, made a stack of movies here that I own. There's films and stuff that are on these lists that I don't have, so I'm not including them in really any way. But these are movies that I own, and they are a variety of different films: horror movies, action movies, comedies, dramas. I mean, whatever I happen to own, I put into this stack. There was one list where I was very surprised to see this film. I happen to own it. I thought of leaving it out, but I put it at the very end. This is a movie that is considered to be very problematic. I own it from a film history point of view. I'm an independent filmmaker, but I also study film. So for me, this is actually an important movie in film history, not just the film itself, but the film's director. And so some of you may hate this, some of you may like it, some of you may find it perfectly fine. I don't know. So we'll see. But it's the very last one on here, just in case. So I'm not going to get into any special features or anything like that because there are a fair amount of movies. So let's just start with the first one. These are all in alphabetical order except for the last movie. And some of these movies I had to double check because I'm like, wait a minute, this movie, this is a 4th of July film? And somewhere in these movies or whatever, 4th of July is there. Some are more obvious than others. And I say that because of the first film. So this movie here, I bought because it's a Nicolas Cage movie. It has other good actors in it too. It's also a Stephen, is it S? No, C. Stephen C. Miller movie. So this is Arsenal. And I did look, and 4th of July is in the movie. What I didn't know is this is, and I actually haven't watched this. I picked it up at Zia Records, because it's got Nick Cage. I like the other people in the cast. And I thought, well, okay, this just goes into the collection and I'll watch it down the road. I don't know if Stephen C. Miller would agree, but from what it sounds like is this is a sequel, a spin-off or something to a movie that was made back in the 90s, maybe 93, called Deadfall. And I watched Deadfall because Mickey Dolenz from the Monkees is in it. It happens to have also Nicolas Cage in it. And according to what I read, this is the same character from that film. He's reprising his role. So I found that to be interesting. So now I'm going to have to rewatch Deadfall and then watch this one. So, but I've enjoyed Stephen C. Miller's movies. So yeah, so I have to check that one out. I think somewhere in the film is they are celebrating April 4th. So The next one is very obvious. And of course, I had to add my guy. So it's Tom Cruise, Oliver Stone, Born on the 4th of July. I think this kind of says it all right there. Born on the 4th of July. Great movie. So it's a film that doesn't take place, only on 4th of July. I mean, his birthday is the 4th of July, the character, and it takes place many other days. But 4th of July is in the movie. So there you go. This is a Dollar Tree movie, or $1.25 at the time, since they don't carry movies anymore. Now I guess it's just nothing. Um, but when I was looking at my list, it's mentioned, and it's from Shout Factory. So that's where I keep it, is in my Shout Factory collection, is Dead Reckoning. Have not seen it. Don't know. Got a girl in a bikini. So that's good right there. So I have no idea where 4th of July is on this movie, but I double checked these. So you can watch any of these that you want today, and it should count. These are obvious too. Very obvious. Um, and this is a collection. So this is the I Know What You Did Last Summer, the collection. Dig that box. It's pretty cool. This has all three films. I might be the only person that likes I'll always know what you did last summer. I like that Don Shanks plays the fisherman, and I like that it's at a ski resort off season. But I enjoy all three of these. I know I'll be watching at least one of these today. One of the two Independence Day movies, one of the I Know What You Did Last Summer movies. Here's that notorious one. No one likes it but me. Sometimes I have weird taste. What can I say? Let's see. How do these go back in here? That way, that way. Yeah. And then it goes blocked. There we go. Yep. Uh, Once again, the next couple are obvious. So here's the original Independence Day. It's got a nice box on it. This is the it's an anniversary edition, 20th anniversary edition. It's a 2-disc Blu-ray. Includes two versions, the theatrical and extended cut. So back in there safely. There we go. This next one is a movie that was 20 years too late. Um, but I don't know what else they could have done with it. So it's Independence Day Resurgence. So the second Independence Day movie. They planned on making like 10 of these. When the plan was that it was just like an ongoing franchise. Maybe eventually we would have hit the alien world. I think this has moments, but it's not great. It has a lot of problems. Next one is also obvious. So, and it's Jaws, the 100th anniversary collector's series from Universal. This is always a great one to watch on the 4th of July. Always a good one. This is really nice because it's like a book, and it's basically what they call a digibook. So there's the movie there. So that's the Blu-ray there, the DVD there, and then you get this book that talks about the film. Sometimes it's a comic book, or it could be like a short story. It kind of goes through all the characters, script, the shark, how it was all built. Posters, which is nice. So yeah, this is great. This is a really good one. This next one is a collection, but only one film counts for the 4th of July. This is the Die Hard 4-disc collection. And I have this on DVD instead of Blu-ray, which is the way it should be, because Live Free or Die Hard, which is the 4th of July movie, it says includes both theatrical and unrated version of Live Free or Die Hard. And at the time, I could only find the theatrical version on Blu-ray. So maybe now it is available on Blu-ray. I don't know. But it's got the 4 films at the time. And so when I was looking on the list, they did say Live Free or Die Hard takes place on 4th of July. Who knows? Might watch that today. Each one is on its own disc, which is nice. Doesn't say it on the disc though. So yeah, you have to trust the packaging that it's correct. So this next one is from my second favorite actor, and that would be Nicolas Cage, and that would be National Treasure, a great film. They made 2 of them, and then they made a TV show with 2 chicks, and it bombed because they decided to knock Nicolas Cage out and bring in 2 women, and nobody wanted that, and it tanked. I know Cage has said that he would come back for a part 3, but I don't know. Disney's not doing it, so stupid, absolutely stupid. That'd be a money maker right there. This is a 2-disc collector's edition. Does come with this logbook. So we'll open it like so. So that's kind of cool. Put that back right. No, there we go. Now it's back right. Pardon me. And then, excuse me. You got disc 1 here and disc 2 there. This next one deals with the Revolutionary War, so it's more of a patriotic film that you can watch on the 4th of July. And that is The Patriot, from the same director as Independence Day and Independence Day Resurgence. This is the extended cut. Mel Gibson. Roland Emmerich. This was not on any list, but I figured I'm going to throw it in anyways. If we're talking about being patriotic, let's do this one too. So that would be Pearl Harbor. Michael Bay, as you guys know, is my favorite filmmaker. In one of my Michael Bay videos, I did talk about this. So this is the director's cut. It's a 4-disc set. It's kind of done like a book. All the special features. And then when you take it out, it opens. We're not going to get into everything that's in this because it's in that Michael Bay video that I did, but I'll extend this out like this so you could see it. There's a lot of stuff in here. There's like a booklet, there's postcards, there's pictures, there's like a ticket type thing. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here. This is a great set. So if you're a fan of this movie, I highly recommend. I don't think there's really anything on this side. Let's see. I highly recommend this. I did mention in the Michael Bay video. Let's see, where am I at here? I'm right there. Okay. That my grandfather was at Pearl Harbor. And I actually have his footlocker from Pearl Harbor. Something I will never get rid of. And this folds back up like it does. Like a book. It slides right back in here. This is another one that I added to the list. I think this is perfect for 4th of July. I don't know why this was not on any list at all. But it's The Great Red Dawn. How could this not be on anybody's list? That's crazy talk. So, such a great movie, such a great cast. When was this? Like, this is 1984. It's John Milius, who is one of my favorite directors. Um, Such a great cast, but I don't want to get into everybody in it, but avoid the remake at all costs. The remake is awful. God, does it suck. It was supposed to be China in the remake, China. And China said, unless you remove everything that has like a Chinese symbol, your movie will not play in our country. And so it's probably MGM, I'm guessing. United Artists, MGM, which will come up later on, actually. They did. They CGI'd out everything and just made it like an unknown country. So it's such a waste of time to watch. And it's just once again America bowing down to China. To get a movie played over there that bombed. So, instead of having balls like Tom Cruise did with Top Gun Maverick and not removing the patch that's on his jacket. And so Top Gun didn't play in China and still made over $1 billion. So this is a great one that everyone knows. I'm glad that I could put a zombie movie in here. And that is The Return of the Living Dead. This is the first one. Like that cover. Look at that hand comes up. Isn't that cool? Hand down. That's neat. Such a great movie. It really sucks that the punk there with the mohawk ended up being one of those guys on that Nickelodeon documentary that came out who ended up being a pedophile. Still a great movie, but yeah, such a fucking idiot. And of course, this has the great James Karen in it. I used to work for like After Hours Formal Wear, which then was bought out by Men's Warehouse, and I think it was during After Hours Formal Wear, James Karen came in and bought a bow tie from me, and I was very excited about that. It was in Pasadena. That store is long gone. Okay, so I'm gonna move these around here for a second because one stack is getting much taller than the other. It's gonna be fun putting all these back. Okay, so this is a movie that I think I only like. There might be one other person out there in the world, but I did enjoy this. It's obviously not as good as the original. This is a sequel, but I thought it was pretty good, and I even came up with an idea for a third one. And that is S. Darko, a Donnie Darko tale. I think people should give this a second chance. Don't compare it to the original because it is the same but different. But just people hate on this, and I thought it was actually pretty good. But like I said, not as good as the original, you know. But I still liked it. Would I watch it as much as Donnie Darko? No. I've seen Donnie Darko like 5 times. I think I've seen this twice. But I still liked it. Now we got a comedy, and that's Sausage Party. I guess there is in it. I looked this up going, how does this take place on the 4th of July? I know that there's stuff like, hot dogs and things like that. But I'm like, but it all takes place inside a store, inside like a supermarket. I guess that there is their version of the 4th of July that's celebrated. It's just called something else, but it is the 4th of July. So I said, okay, it's gonna stay in the stack. It's was on a list, so I'm gonna add it. And this film is actually by the director of Donnie Darko. It I watched it twice and I'm still not used to it. Um, I believe there is a director's cut, so I think I need to see that. But I wasn't a fan of the Donnie Darko director's cut. I'd like the theatrical version, which is rare for me. I normally like the director's cut better. But I do want to see. I think it's might be Criterion has like the director's cut of this, but it's Southland Tales. I think I liked it. Kind of, I think. I think. But, Richard Kelly, he kind of sticks with this time travel stuff because he also did The Box, where he took that short story from Twilight Zone that's really only about 20 minutes and made it into an entire film dealing with time travel and all that. So he's kind of into that type of thing. So maybe one day I'll check it out again. I mean, I did like that Sarah Michelle Gellar is a porn star. I do like that part. That I thought was good. Good writing right there. Got to bring my boy back in this because this is patriotic stuff here. And of course, that's Top Gun. Can't have the 4th of July without Top Gun. So this is a good one to watch. It's very rah America. So this is the Steel book. I did show it in the Tom Cruise Blu-ray video that I put out. Now we got a horror movie, Uncle Sam. I was not a fan of this film. I like who made it, but it's written by Larry Cohen, the great late Larry Cohen. Just did not like this movie at all. Jonathan, Paul, and myself over on Indie Film Cafe reviewed it, and I know Paul and I didn't like it. I think Jonathan might have liked it, maybe, but yeah, we just did not like this movie. Uncle Sam starts as an asshole. He dies as an asshole, comes back as an asshole, and just continues to be an asshole. It's like he should have started off as a nice guy and then came back as a total dick. But and then yeah, directed by William Justig. So not a fan, but love Larry Cohen. We got my second boy here, another one by him, Nicolas Cage, Vengeance: A Love Story. This I have not seen. Maybe one day. But he's one of the producers on it. It's one way to get a big, actor, Academy Award winning actor in your film. You make them an executive producer. And this Blu-ray, this next film is going to be probably part of another video that I'm working on with possibly Philip Tricky if he wants to do it. I did bring it up to him, and he uh, sounded very enthusiastic. I don't want to say what it is yet, but it's Wonder Woman 1984. So this film will be featured in that video. I'm not at this point going to say anything about this movie because of that video. If Philip doesn't want to do it, I'll just probably, put it out myself. So we're just going to leave this with nothing being said for right now. All right. That was the last one. That was W. Started with Arsenal, ended with Wonder Woman 1984. So my last movie on here, like I said, this is most people would consider to be problematic. When I went to film school, my film professor is black, and we played this film because it is played in a lot of film classes. It is considered to be a classic, even though it's a problem. And when it came out, it pretty much changed film. It's a 3-hour movie. It changed editing. It changed directing, storytelling. It changed a lot of stuff in film. And I do not look at it in the same way that somebody who is black would, or maybe some other people would. I look at it more as a piece of history because I do love film history. As you can tell, my videos are very long because I love talking about movies. And so I do own a copy of it, and I try to find a good version of it, just to have it preserved, because it should be. It's part of film history. It should not be like a monument. It should not be removed. It should not be taken down because somebody just doesn't like it. And that film is The Birth of a Nation by D.W. Griffith. This was on a list. I did find it to be strange. It listed a lot of the movies that I have here that I just showed you, and then all of a sudden here's A Birth of a Nation. And I'm like, for 4th of July, a movie about the Klan? Okay. And it's also about the assassination of Lincoln, and it's a silent film. It's actually double featured. It's a 2-disc set. So this is the 2015 Centennial Edition, 2-disc. I mean, even Leonard Maltin gave it 4 stars, probably out of 5. The landmark of American motion pictures. D.W. Griffith's Mighty Spectacular. or Spectacle, The Birth of a Nation, but it also includes Intolerance, which is the film that he made after this, which didn't do as well. D.W. Griffith is one of the co-founders of United Artists. They also had, I believe it was Mary Pickford. I know Charlie Chaplin was in there. His name gets left off of a lot of things because of this movie. I believe what I've read in his in a biography about D.W. Griffith is that his father was part of the Klan, and that's why he made this movie. And the Klan was basically dead until this film came out, and it was such a big hit that it actually re-energized the Klan, and that's why we still have the Klan today, is pretty much because of this film. Black people are treated horribly in this movie. They're really kind of just portrayed as like animals. It's like I said, it is a problematic film, but I don't think that you should just erase it from history. It should be looked at for the type of movie that it is. I don't know if I would recommend watching it on the 4th of July. That's why I find it odd to be on somebody's list. I've looked at a bunch of lists, so I'm not even sure what list I saw it on. I was just kind of scrolling through and went, whoa, wait a minute. So for film historians, people interested in film or history, this is a film that should be watched. You may like it, you may not like it, but it still is a piece of film history. So regardless of what you might think, it still deserves to be in a library. So, because I like his other movies too, which are not like A Birth of a Nation. Intolerance is not like that, and he's done some other films that are also not like that. I was for a while going through school a big D.W. Griffith fan. And I was watching, this is during the time of VHS and stuff, so I was out trying to find all of his movies, which was hard to do. So okay, so that's it. That's all of them. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that you have a great and safe 4th of July. Maybe you'll watch one or two of these today, or just in time, because they're a lot of these are timeless, or on the next 4th of July. You never know. That's why this video is here, so you can refer back to it later on. So, all right, thank you. I appreciate it, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.